Welcome, school, to one of our most solemn occasions of the year. Although we'll be doing our Remembrance Day slightly different this year, the importance of it is no less. We as a school have lost so many of our former pupils and students in wars throughout the time and history of our school. When you look at Big School next, you'll be able to see the War Memorial, and that lists all the names of the young men and women that we lost in World War I and World War II. As you go through, lining up for your lunch, you can also see a picture of David Fairbrother, who was a student at the school more recently and unfortunately lost his life in Afghanistan. Because of this day will remember all of those that gave their lives so that we can still learn today and have the freedom of speech and be free today. Because of all of this day means a lot to our school. I ask for your attention and I ask for you to reflect today on everybody who has given their life so that we can live in peace.
But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and the house of God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit, every man, under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it. For all people will walk, every one, in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord, our God, for ever and ever.
Good morning. This morning I want to share with you some of my thoughts about remembrance. You've just heard Mrs. Gammon mention David Fairbrother. And I don't remember him directly, but I remember his story. I remember I'd been at QEGS about 3 years when the sad news came that he'd been killed in Afghanistan. And I saw the effect that had on some of the people that I worked with who taught him not too many years before. But it didn't affect me because I'd taught him or even knew him. But as I read his story, heard the assemblies given about what he'd been like at school, it occurred to me that he was about 1 year younger than I was. We didn't go to the same school, but there's every chance that we may have bumped into one another at some sort of event. Our paths may have crossed. Since that time, my life's changed quite a bit. My family's grown, I've got children. My job's changed. My role in school's changed. The school itself has changed. But David Fairbrother is one of those people who will not grow old, who will not weary. He gave his life as a sacrifice to make other people's lives better. He wasn't fighting for personal gain. He was out there serving. Something which I like to think he learnt at QEGS, to be of service. I never met David Fairbrother, but he does make me think. His story is an inspiring one. Full of sadness, yes, but the fact that he was so willing to serve and to lead is something that deserves the utmost admiration. As I said, he was 1 year younger than I was at the time. And that really struck home what I was grateful for, the things that I had, and the things that we treasure in our lives that were won by those people who fought in those wars such now a long time ago. But the things that we should hold dear, our freedom, our rights. So as we remember, let's be grateful for those important things that they fought to win. Not for their own personal glory or gain, but again, they were serving other people. This year is a very different year. We're not meeting together because the world is going through another traumatic event. And at the moment, it seems like the world is full of arguments and division and hatred. But let's learn the lessons of the past. Where there's hatred, let us defeat that with love. Let's be a culture, a community that love one another, who are kind to one another, who care for one another. Where there's division, let's be determined to be united. Let's celebrate our differences, rather than let it be something that drives us apart. As we remember, let's learn lessons from the past. Let's admire those heroes who gave their lives to win us freedoms. And let's strive to make the world a better place to live in.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row and row,
that mark our place in the sky, the larks do bravely singing fly, scarce heard among the guns below.
We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow.
Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields.
Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours, to hold it high, if ye breaks faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, the poppies grow in Flanders fields.
As some music plays and we look at some images, I'd encourage you to reflect on what it must have been like to live through those 2 world wars. Remembering that a lot of the people involved weren't much older than you are now. What it must have been like for them or their families at home. I also encourage you to reflect on what we do have to be grateful for, even though we're in a time of great difficulty at the moment.
No man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less. As well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manor of thy friends. or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Please stand. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Thank you.